it's been running for probably close to 2.5, 3 hours. This was really murky, really dirty before I left. There are a couple of things that I do need to figure out a solution to. Is I've got this floating debris that's getting stuck in these pipes in here, and it's probably not helping the system move water. So that's one issue I got to worry about. I'm sure I'll come up with something to handle that problem. Otherwise, there are some places in the sand that have started to tumble. Most of the process right now has basically been air getting out of the system. I cranked it up to about 100% to force that, and the bubbles you see off to the left were a lot more than what you saw before, but they were in the corner where right now we're actually in part of the mesh this time around. So we got a little bit of action going on. I cranked the pump up to 100%. I basically have the DCT 8000 in to kind of just push things around to keep it from getting into the outlets at the moment. It's got lots of debris in there. So I'm going to take you guys and move you around a little bit. We're going to see what's going on here. So right about here in the corner, get this focus here. So it started out in this very part of the corner only, and even at 100% was just a little bit, and if you notice, it's starting to creep along. Very similar to what I observed in the system when it existed before everything failed. It kind of started tumbling in the corners and it started rolling around. I have opened this up as an example. I just dug it out to see if maybe it'll fill back in. It's kind of a sign that it's working in the center. Right now, coming over here, let's get some more ISO power in there. So you kind of see that the sand's tumbling just a little bit. Oh, let's get in focus here. And that's just a light tumble. It was actually doing what it's doing right here, moving a lot more. Now it's just a gentle, and it's actually moving itself across the front of the glass. And as we can see here, let's see if we can get some of these bubbles in here. So right about here, we can kind of see that some of the, that's just some gravel and the directly sitting on top here. So I don't have, I do have a flashlight. So if we see right here, I think that's in focus. You'll notice that nothing has fallen in between there, so that's pretty well sealed. And we might be getting some of the air bubbles coming in from where that polymer plastic is at and kind of riding up into there, but I actually think it's coming out of the mesh in this case. And then this is the really important one right here. Oh, we need to, there we go. Blue lights from the lights that are on the floor, by the way, and I can't turn them off, not my controller. So this is where the really cool part is. Now, this has been slowly creeping itself along, and it started here, and you can kind of see it going back further. And this is exactly what the system did as the sand packed in places, and detritus maybe got collected in there. And the system would essentially just kind of slowly tumble and roll along. Now the curious thing that I found is the plants may go down further, but they don't actually necessarily come out. They actually end up going further in. Maybe it's something to do with the roots. So here we go, top view here. So it's actually a pretty big area that's being affected. That's probably about 8 inches total distance. It looks a lot bigger here in this camera. That's going on there. Let's see if we can find anything else going on. It has lots of this little debris going into the system, and I'm actually contemplating opening those caps up maybe and putting on a cut slots. I was hoping to keep shrimp in here at some point, so it's kind of why I did the holes the way I did, so they don't get stuck in there. And I really don't want to keep going in there and cleaning off the holes in this case either. So I'm going to have to come up with an idea for that. Pan around here. Oh, looks like we actually have a little bit of action to have back here. So that did not look like that before. It actually looked more like that, where it had the pebbles and gravel. So we had some tumbling occur while it was gone right there. And the bigger rocks had fallen down to the lower portion. So it's kind of what it looks like, guys. This is pretty much what the system does. Is it slowly but surely, essentially tumbles through the sand, gets all of the heavier stuff towards the bottom. It's just pretty much how it works. And over time, the sand will become completely clean. And I got most of the detritus out when I initially put the sand in. I did 2 water changes and pretty much it got most of it away, but across all of the surface here, there was still some detritus sitting up in here. And so it's basically gone. The sand has gone from a murky gray to almost a creamish white color. So it's working already, and I haven't even put anything in there yet. The troubling concern is the outlets. I should have thought those through a little more thoroughly. I may have to just open them up or take the cap off where larger debris can get caught into it, but maybe not a full-size fish. I'm probably going to do a plastic test to see how much suction it has, but I got to make sure to pull the cap off without pulling out the pipe. If I do that, then the whole system just starts sucking sand into it, and that'll be a whole another level of nightmare. So this is going to run pretty much for the night. I'm going to leave it probably for 100% for now, and then turn it back down to 50%, and that's where I'm going to leave it at. So this will be the final update for today. Catch you later.